Hey, it's Kelly. Welcome back to my channel where we talk all about gentle skincare and sometimes self-care. And today I have really set myself up for a challenge because over the years you guys have asked me to do a video about my favorite skincare without hyaluronic acid in it. And I was always like, oh, that seems really difficult. Recently I decided to really embrace this challenge, and instead of just lining up a bunch of products that don't contain this ingredient, I thought, how about I build a fully structured, intentional skincare routine to replenish my skin with lots of hydration, make it really bouncy and plump and juicy, really fight dehydration without hyaluronic acid in any of the skincare products that I'm going to use today. That was a real challenge, but it was not impossible. You can tell me how I did, but I don't think it's impossible to do it. Look, hyaluronic acid does all the things that I just said, but it's not the only ingredient that can do all of those things. It's just one of the more popular ones out there. So today I'm going to show you some product recommendations. I'm going to give you some ingredient education, some alternatives to hyaluronic acid. If this is an ingredient that you're looking to avoid in your skincare routine, or you're just curious about the other options out there, give the video a big thumbs up and let's jump right in. So for this morning routine, I am going to start off with a cleanser. I usually just wash my face with water, but honestly today I'm feeling a little bit greasier, and I know that a nice gentle gel cleanser is going to do the trick for me. So today I'm using the Beauty of Joseon Green Plum Refreshing Cleanser. I really like this because it's very gentle on the skin. Now, if this was a nighttime routine for you and you wanted to do a double cleanse to take off some thick sunscreen or makeup layers, I would suggest the Beauty of Joseon Radiance Balm Cleanser. These are a great duo for gentle, effective cleansing with no hyaluronic acid. Oh, already that feels so much better. You know when there's just like that thick layer on your skin when you wake up? There's nothing better than getting that off your face. So my goal with this routine is to deeply hydrate and replenish and balance my skin without the use of hyaluronic acid. And at first it seemed kind of hard, but honestly, some of my favorite hydrating products actually don't contain hyaluronic acid. This is the Round Lab Dokdo 1025 toner, and you know I'm absolutely obsessed with this. And it's really relying on glycerin to get the hydrating job done. There's also some great sugarcane extract in here, which is a great way to bind hydration into the skin, which is one of the great benefits of hyaluronic acid. It binds hydration, but it's not the only ingredient that does that. Plus, I love this texture. Look at how watery this is. But honestly, it just packs such a punch of hydration. It feels amazing. I would recommend this for all skin types. I think that this will feel really nice, light, and refreshing on any skin. And I like to do like 2 to 3 layers just to maximize hydration. But I'm actually just gonna do the 1 layer right now because I'm going in for a sheet mask, and that's going to kind of up my hydration levels today. So not only do I wanna build an effective routine without hyaluronic acid in this video, which was a challenge, but it wasn't impossible, I do also want to show you some options outside of just the products that I would normally use in a morning time routine. So this is a sheet mask from Rovectin. It is the Lotus Water Calming Sheet Mask. Now this uses glycerin, which is a great alternative ingredient to hyaluronic acid, but it also uses a 3 ingredient trio called Aquoxyl. Now these are sugar molecules. Remember, binding hydration to the skin. These sugar molecules are deeply hydrating, and I actually find them to be more common in K-beauty products right now than they are in Western products, but it is an amazing, like I said, trio of ingredients that feels really replenishing, very, very hydrating for the skin. So this mask gets it all done without any hyaluronic acid in it. So this is a very thin sheet mask material, and the essence here, it is very hydrating, but it has like almost a little bounce to it, almost like a very loose gel type of consistency, which actually feels so amazing on the skin. It just like envelops it. It really feels like, right now it feels like very cooling and refreshing. It is still winter, but like for some reason today's very balmy and like I'm feeling a little bit warm. So this is actually feeling really refreshing. It feels super, super good. I'm going to give this about 15 minutes or so to really infuse all that deep hydration into my skin, and I'll meet you back here when time is up. Okay, it's been about 15 minutes, and I have to be honest with you, I feel so luxurious doing doing a sheet mask in the morning. That is not my normal thing, but I actually feel like it was just like a little self-care moment to take the time out for myself. I listened to a little bit of my audiobook while I was letting this sink into my skin, and like, wow, I'm glad I only did the one layer of toner because this mask is so deeply hydrating. So when I was originally planning this routine, I was going to use the Laneige Cream Skin Refiner Mist format, but honestly, my skin feels really good, and I just don't feel like cream skin is what my skin is craving right now. That is another option for you though, if your skin is a little bit more on the dry side. This is a formula that doesn't contain any hyaluronic acid, and it really helps to nourish and moisturize your skin when it's feeling dry. But I'm gonna roll right on into serum. So this is the Ampule N Ceramide shot, and I love this so much. This is relying on the Aquoxyl, that 3-trio ingredient of the sugar molecules that really bind a lot of hydration. There's glycerin in here. Plus we've also got ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids to really help strengthen your skin barrier. So I'm not just throwing a bunch of random products onto my face that don't contain this ingredient. This is really an intentional routine that is all about helping your skin to stay hydrated by strengthening your barrier, but also putting in a lot of those other alternative hydrating ingredients. Now let me show you this texture because OMG, I am obsessed. Look at that. I love this like milky, but you can see how hydrating it is. You can tell this is something that has bounce to it, but there is just a little bit of a moisturizing element, and that's so perfect for my combo skin. I need all that balance in my skincare routine. That's why I had picked out the more moisturizing Laneige Cream Skin Refiner, but after that sheet mask, I really wouldn't need it. If I had not used the sheet mask, I probably would have done a little mist of cream skin to get that balance, but this serum is like everything to my skin right now. And I'm going to be a little generous. I'm going to apply a little bit extra because this really just dives deep into your skin. The hydrating element here really plumps your skin up, makes it really juicy. Like Aquoxyl, if you cannot use hyaluronic acid, learn these ingredients, seek them out in your products. You will be amazed at how hydrated your skin will be, how bouncy and juicy and plump it will become without hyaluronic acid. But I love how this dives deep into my skin, really replenishes it, really tenses it up with a lot of hydration. But then we've got that little bit of moisture that just kind of helps to gently hug everything in. If you suffer with dehydration, you really do need to find that balance in your skincare routine because it's all about lots of hydration, but then keeping that hydration in place. So the little bit of moisture just gently hugs it in. It's great for the little bit of dryness that I am having. It's not too bad today, but a little bit of dryness at the tail end of winter. And of course, the barrier supportive ingredients. You hear me talk about this all the time, but like I cannot drive home enough how important it is to keep your barrier strong if you are struggling with, losing hydration, dehydrated skin. If you feel like your skin's just not hydrated enough, you really need to work on your barrier because that is your skin's natural defense system for keeping all the good hydration in. So this serum basically has everything. The most challenging skincare product to find without hyaluronic acid for me personally was eye cream. I really struggled on this one because a lot of my favorite products do contain hyaluronic acid in it, and it makes sense because it definitely is an ingredient that can kind of really plump up your skin with hydration, which is actually a great way to help the look of fine lines and wrinkles. It's not a permanent fix like a retinol or a niacinamide might be, or even vitamin C. Those are ingredients that stimulate collagen. Hyaluronic acid just kind of like tense up your skin temporarily, but it can have a nice effect. All that being said, though, it's in a lot of eye creams. If you're not able to use this ingredient, this is an area you're probably going to struggle in, just like I did. However, I did realize one of my favorite eye serum products that I actually haven't talked about a lot on my channel yet. One of my favorites is actually hyaluronic acid free. So this is from Wishful. This is the Eye Lift and Contour Serum. This contains peptides and Bakchuciol to help brighten and firm up the eye area. Now, you'll notice that that on my my eye serum pen, the logo completely wiped off. It was in that like holographic kind of text, and those look super cool, but those always like wear off of the bottle so fast. So it's really annoying. And what's really cool about this product is it actually is refillable. This cylinder, you can refill it with eye serum. So I'm on my second refill. I've had this for a while. That's why the logo is completely off. But I really like this because it has a really nice refreshing feel, which is really the theme, I think, of this routine. It is a really pretty hydrating serum type of texture. So this is the applicator head. It's that metal that feels really nice and cooling on your skin. You press the button to pump it up, but I want to show you this texture here. So you see how it's more serum-y? And it's really light and it quickly absorbs in. So we don't have like a greasy factor. We don't have a creamy factor. And I'm really glad that I remembered to look at the ingredients of this one, because this is actually something I can see working for all skin types. So I just pump it, kind of run it under the eye area. This feels really great in the morning, especially if you have a hard time waking up. This can really do the trick. And then what I do is I just take my ring fingers and spread the rest of it onto my lids and just tap it in. It feels really great. Like I said, I'm on my second one now. So what I've noticed with this mostly is brightening. Bakchuciol is an ingredient that a lot of people do compared to retinol. Like it has all the retinol benefits without the irritation. Not so sure about that one in like actual practice. I haven't really seen retinol type benefits, but what I have noticed is it is very nice for brightening and refreshing. This definitely does have some peptides in it that over time can help too with firmness. I've been really happy with it. I have really no complaints with it at all. It's very gentle on the skin. It's hydrating, it's brightening, and it has no hyaluronic acid in it. Now, if you've seen any skincare routine from me ever before, you know that this is the time where I would bring in Stratia Liquid Gold. That product does have hyaluronic acid in it, so I'm going to be skipping out on that today. Shocker, I know. But I am going to still go in for a little bit of oil because my skin really does benefit from a little bit of facial oil. It just really helps keep my skin in balance, and it's not too hard to find an oil without hyaluronic acid in it, right? So this is the bee oil from The Ordinary, and this is really one of my favorite blends because it's a really nice balance between all the omega like 3, 6, and 9 fatty acids that I like, but it leans a little bit more in like the medium weight category than the heavyweight category. And that's exactly what my skin needs. I can't go too thick with my oil. I'm just going to do about 3 drops. And it's like running down my hand. I'm trying to like not have it fall. I'm just pressing it into my skin because I kind of want this to be a slightly lighter layer. So I just kind of warm it up between my hands and then just kind of press it in. And what was I saying? Oh, I really like it because it has some good antioxidants in it. There's some algae in here too, which is a great, really the theme here. It's a great hydrating, but lightly moisturizing ingredient. It's good for while aging. It has a lot of great like minerals and vitamins for the skin. So it's just like a really nice, complex blend of oils at a really affordable price. And it's just that right texture that my skin craves. And I'm making sure to really press it into my nose area because I've been getting peely skin there. All right, moisturizer. Now this is where things get a little tricky if your skin type is not like mine, right? Like I said, with the oil, that's easy to skip out on, but moisturizer is definitely a must. So if you have oily skin, there is a moisturizer that I really like that doesn't contain hyaluronic acid. It's from Geek and Gorgeous. It's the Happier Barrier Moisturizer. And I just want to show you this texture because it looks like a traditional cream texture, but once you kind of start to work it into your skin, you see it actually goes down into a really thin layer, and it's actually very hydrating. As I work that into my skin, I feel that watery coolness on my skin. And then there is just a little bit of occlusivity, just a little bit of moisture. They are relying on squalane oil here for the moisturization. but you see it really just melts down into a very thin layer. My skin actually feels wet right now because it's that hydrating. And then just on top, there's just this nice, very light, silky, but breathable moisture, just the tiniest bit of occlusion. I think that oily skin will really like this. It feels very akin to a gel cream moisturizer. Now, another one that I really like that I think is good for combination skin, or maybe if you're leaning slightly more dry, but you don't want to overwhelm your skin, I do like the Aestura Atobarrier 365 cream. This is really nice. We've got ceramides, cholesterol, fatty acids in a breathable but medium weight, pretty traditional cream texture. Let me show you this one. So this is going to look exactly how you expect it to. Like I said, more traditional medium weight cream. There's not a ton of stiffness here. It does absorb and blend in very quickly with a medium sort of feel on the skin, really kind of comforting with the right amount of occlusion. It's going to fight dehydration, but it's not going to seal off your skin. It's not going to feel super, super rich or really buttery or very oily. It doesn't have that feeling to it. It's definitely something that once it sinks into your skin, it's moisturizing on the inside. I am kind of like in this weird place with my skin today because, as I mentioned, it is a little bit milder today, but it is still the tail end of winter. And as I said, I do still have some dryness and some peelies around my nose, although they're so much better than the last routine I showed you. So I'm just going to go in for a heavy duty moisturizer. And I recently picked up another jar of the Cetaphil moisturizing cream. This is a really great alternative to the CeraVe moisturizing cream, which does contain hyaluronic acid. The Cetaphil moisturizing cream does not, but it's going to give you the similar feeling of the super popular CeraVe, which is very affordable, right? You get a very large amount for a good price, accessible at most drugstores, and people really rave about CeraVe, and I like it a lot, you know that, but I also like this one too. It's got a little bit of a stiffer texture than what we've talked about so far. You see that? It's stiffer, but it's not like oily. It's not like buttery or super rich. It just has a really nice moisturizing element to it, and it really just kind of seals everything in. If your skin is leaning on the drier side, or if it is dry, you want that more of a sealing quality to keep all the hydration in your skin, and that's exactly what this does without being really overwhelming. I like how well this seals everything in, and it's almost like slugging in a way. I think there is a little bit of petrolatum in this, so I think that's why I'm getting that like slugging sort of vibe from this. And that's kind of what you need when you are suffering with dehydration or really trying to keep your skin hydrated throughout the day. You really do need to kind of create that temporary barrier on your skin, which is right for your skin type. So that's why I wanted to show you the other options. This is what's feeling right for me today. I mean, I can't tell you, I'm going to put some on my neck. I picked up a little too much. I can't tell you like how satisfying it feels to put your moisturizer on. There's just something that it just really comforts my skin. It's probably my skin type, but like once I hit that like step in my routine, ooh, it just feels so good. All right, I'm gonna let that sink into my skin before I follow up with sunscreen, but let's talk options. Because really my goal with this routine was to give options, whether this is a morning routine, a nighttime routine, or if you have a slightly different skin type than mine. So if this is a nighttime routine and you wanted to follow up with a sleeping pack, one of my favorites actually doesn't contain any hyaluronic acid, and that is the iUNIK Propolis Vitamin Sleeping Mask. This stuff is so good because not only is it a great agent for sealing in your skincare, which is really what I want a sleeping mask to do, because this is basically like a slugging product, like 0.2 version. You know what I mean? It's the next level up. It's going to seal in your skincare and give you that glow when you wake up in the morning. But there's also going to be additional benefits with a sleeping mask because they're going to be adding in other beneficial ingredients besides just occlusive agents. So this has propolis and it also has sea buckthorn extract in it, which is so good for brightening the skin. This is such a lovely texture. Let me show you. It's kind of balmy. It's not totally creamy, but you see how it kind of melts down into like a occlusive layer on my skin here. this is how it just like envelops your skin and really seals in all the moisture and the hydration. This is not a nighttime routine for me. I do have to get on with my day, and it is time for sunscreen. So one of my favorite sunscreens actually does not have hyaluronic acid in it. I was really surprised. This is the beauty of Joseon Relief Sun Rice Plus Probiotics sunscreen. And this is a super duper fresh bottle. I actually just took the little foil off of the top here. Let me show you the texture because this is so great. It's almost lotiony or moisturizer like. It's definitely a really nice texture with great absorbency into the skin. A little minimal kind of dew to this. It's not really overly shiny, but once it absorbs in, you might have a little bit of a glow to your skin. But I mean, it's hard to sidestep that with sunscreen, right? This is a chemical sunscreen. It is SPF 50 PA+4. And what I really like about this is that you could sub this in for your moisturizer. So if you have more oily skin, you might be able to skip like the moisturizers I talked about and do kind of a 2-for-1 here with some really good sun protection and moisturization for your skin. If you're a little bit more on the drier side like I am, you're gonna appreciate that this adds a little bit extra to your skin without overwhelming it. I think it's just like a really nice texture. So my kind of strategy, I guess, when it comes to sunscreen is I just like to work in smaller sections. You could also do like the 3-finger method, which is where you put a line of sunscreen on 3 fingers here, and that's enough for your face and your neck. That is definitely something that will help you learn the amount that you should be using. But I do find that like you can still be kind of haphazard with your application. So I like to just think about working in smaller sections, like just your forehead. Make sure that I get up on that hairline. Just around your eyes, just around your nose, one cheek at a time, your chin. It really helps me be more mindful and intentional with my application. And I have to say, that's really what it comes down to when it comes down to effective application, because sunscreen can really be messed up, the protection that you're receiving, by user error, by application. And I know I have a tendency to just slap things on really fast, especially in the morning. So when I started working in smaller sections and being very like vigilant about that section, it really upped my application game so much. And I feel like I'm getting better protection because I'm getting smoother, more even coverage on my face. I'm going to get into my neck now. No, I didn't forget. And then I'll even work on my neck in like sections too. And that really helps me. I'm not going to go too far down my chest because quite honestly, my coat comes up to here. So I'm probably not going to be exposed to the sun on my neck and chest. The UV is very low in the winter where I live, but I'm still doing my neck because it is going to get a little bit. And there we go. All right, I am back. I just did a really light face of makeup, just some concealer, powder, mascara. I filled in my brows, a little bit of lip gloss. That's it. And my skin actually feels really satisfied, really hydrated, and really balanced, which was my goal with this routine. So I think I did a good job. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And if this video helped you at all, I would be so honored if you would hit subscribe to my channel. I release a lot of new skincare videos throughout the week, and I also do shorts, so you may want to consider turning on notifications so you're never out of the loop. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me today as I get my day started. I hope you are healthy, happy, and safe. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.